Hey, Bobby. Hope you're well. Um, okay, let's dive in. I'm gonna dive into your email really quick so I can see what we're gonna read on. Okay, so I'm gonna read for your mother. I'm gonna do hers after you. Um, so your girlfriend moved out. It was interesting. I don't know if I mentioned that in your other reading. Um, I saw it. I don't know necessarily if I saw her moving up, but I did see. I kind of saw it going that way. It was just kind of intermixed, and I don't know if that was one of your questions, but I did kind of see it. But I was trying to be hopeful for the situation. Um, so she moved out. You've been trying to get into the Eye Associates of New Mexico, but they're dragging their feet. You applied for a QA pest specialist here at your job, and the recruiter guy pulled you aside and said they'll be hiring a recruiter in the next few weeks. He said I was the number one candidate. Okay, sounds good. I feel like a kid outside of the window of a candy store with no money, right? The candy's there, but I can't even get it. I've been watching a lot of tarot and astrology videos, and they keep saying this is finally it. My wish will be granted. That's why I was curious, Bob, because every time I would read you, I just really felt for you. At the same time, if you only knew just the kind of stuff that I was going through, it was very similar. Stagnant energy, trying and trying and trying. I was having a lot of health stuff coming up. I was like dealing with hardcore fatigue. I think it was my adrenals. My doctor, basically I'm getting better, and my doctor can't find anything in my blood work. Even though like my hair has been falling, all kinds of crazy stuff. I'm actually moving. So I live here in California. I'm moving to Oceanside. I'm moving next week on the 3rd, and if you only knew, it's another day and another time. But basically, the opportunity to I'm going to be moving in with a friend, and I've applied for a job there with a really good company. But I don't. It's kind of like the tarot thing will keep me afloat in terms of financially. But I just feel like I need to go. To change the scenery, to be available for other opportunities in the area. So, anyways, it's between LA and San Diego. But so let's. Oh, so my point was, Bob, that it's almost like where there was just stagnant, no movement, trying, depression, all of that stuff. Like I was there with you. I remember like trying to tell you, Bob, like you gotta hang in there, Bob. But I remember feeling just as down as you. So not only was I giving you advice, but I was having to like listen to myself and take that advice also. So let's jump into your reading, okay? So Spirit Guides, this reading is for Bobby. And let's see. Let's look at love for you really quick. I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to do your readings, but I'll figure it out. So Spirit Guides, Bobby's girlfriend moved out, and he does have to break a lease to move out as well. What can you tell me about his breakup? I feel like Bob, the message that I'm picking up, so here you are. It's interesting because your girlfriend came up as the King of Pentacles, not the Queen of Pentacles. So did she have more money in the relationship? Okay. Did she have something more significant than you? I don't know if that's relevant to you or not, but I feel like she moved out and now you have to break your lease. But I kind of feel like Spirit saying, here's you. Spirit saying, you have a decision you need to make. So I feel like, okay, she moved out. Technically, I feel like, I don't know if this is about you guys breaking up, but Spirit's saying you have a decision to make between you and her. Like literally, you have a decision to make. Okay? But you're kind of closed off to that. It does involve you moving on or moving forward. Are you settling being with her? Now, don't get me wrong, Bob. I'm not saying you are, but this card, that's what it's about. It's about, do you want a relationship like this, or do you just want to hang on to something for the sake of hanging on to it? You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, you share your personality with me. From what I get, you're thinking, just like you said, like, think you said something about, here we go. Your girlfriend wants to stay together, but I'm not sure. I can't have someone that will run out on me when the going gets rough. Maybe I can just have sex, but still keep my options open. In limbo about this. And I've mentioned this before, Bob. I don't know how much a person keeps their options open when they hang on to somebody for the sake of sex. And I'm not saying that's exactly what you're doing, but I feel like that sends mixed signals to the universe. It's basically like, maybe you've done it. I know that I've known people who have done this where they stay with somebody just because they're like, well, I'm not really happy with them, but until I meet somebody new, I'll just keep them around. But it almost creates this cycle of, well, you're just going to meet a person just like them then, because you don't want to fully let go. It's almost like somebody who says, I'm ready for an adventure, and then they go, well, I'm not really ready, but if it shows up, then I'll do it. You know what I mean? That's a bad analogy, but I feel like Spirit's saying, well, Bobby, you can't have the whole the whole package if you're going to always be hanging on to something. Do you see? Because it's not always about quantity, having something just to have it until something else replaces it. It's about quality. So the universe, I feel, the universe, God, whatever, when you're asking for things, when they're trying to send you something in terms of a relationship, when you're holding on to quality instead of, or when you're holding on to quantity instead of quality, the universe is like, okay, well, Bob doesn't really care if he meets an amazing woman. We'll just keep sending him someone to get him by, somebody that will just get him by, somebody that will just have, where he can have intimacy with this person and kind of be happy, but not really. That may not be true. That may not be the message that's coming up, but that's what I'm seeing, that she may have moved out, but you guys haven't. You know what I mean? Because it's like this, Bob. You're saying, I can't have somebody that will run out on me when the going gets rough. But you're saying your girlfriend wants to stay together, but you're not sure. So do you see that's two statements? I'm not sure, but then the other statement is very sure, which is, I can't have someone that will run out on me. She already did. She ran out on you. So, but you're still not sure. Okay, but you're saying, but you can't be with somebody who will run out on you. And I'm not trying to school you right now at all. But do you see the message Spirit saying, well, then what's your decision, Bob? What are you going to do? Let me pull a card. Spirit guides, why is this so important for Bobby to make a decision regarding his relationship? Well, so you can move on, so you can move forward. So being with her, is it moving forward in love? Okay, you may have had this bump in the road, but is it, when you're with her, have you felt like, I'm actually moving forward in a relationship? Okay, because that's this energy. So when I ask, why does Bobby need to make a decision? So you are moving forward in love, not just in a relationship. Okay, with the Ace of Swords, this is about doing it in a new way, changing your perception about how you move forward in love. Okay. There's all these sword cards, so I don't know what, in terms of like your thought process with her, but that's a lot. Feeling stuck, I'm not sure. And usually when these cards come up, Bobby, and somebody's not trusting their gut, they're overthinking it, or they're thinking around their intuition. So it's kind of like, I'm not making I don't know what your choice is going to be, but it's almost like, let's say hypothetically, that it's, Bob, you're not supposed to be with her, and you already know that, okay? But instead of making the decision, you wrap it around your mind like, well, maybe I can keep her around for a while, or maybe I should do this, da-da-da. But once again, those can send mixed messages to the universe like, okay, well, I guess Bob likes to hang on to people that he's not really 100% into, so we'll just keep sending people that are not 100% for Bob. Does that make sense? I'm not saying that that's what's going to happen. I'm just saying I kind of feel like Spirit's saying it's kind of time for you to start over, whether that's with her or somebody else, or by yourself. Because the Tower card is, well, if it's not working, do you see it's basically they're falling out of this tower? Well, let's say this is your apartment, your place. Well, okay, that fell over. You know what I mean? But usually what this card is, Bob, is two people who were in a relationship, and the Tower represents a relationship, trying to build it, but they're not on the same page. See the difference? So when they're trying to build together, what's going to happen? The Tower is going to fall. Okay, so the Spirit's saying, you're not on the same page. See, I was giving money to this person, not to this person. They're not on the same page. It's imbalance. Spirit's saying you need balance, but you also need to. I don't know if you feel like you need to heal. I don't know if you're emotionally kind of upset, but in terms of reconciling or whatever this is, I don't know if this is having a conversation with her, reconciling with her. But Spirit's saying you need to hold off on that. So this is about holding off or waiting, and this is your past. Okay? Because I kind of feel like Spirit's saying you need to actually move on. Okay? From her. And there she is. Okay. Do you have your eye on somebody else? Because you might meet somebody else. Now, I'm not a big fan of when somebody's going through all these huge changes, but at the same time, it's all about timing and what's meant to be. You know what I mean? Making sure that you're on your feet, you're stable, you're confident, you're proud, all of those things. But let me show you the picture that just came up. Why do you need to do what you need to do? Why do you need to hold off from saying, I don't know if this is saying hold off from saying I'm sorry, hold off from saying, all right, let's work this out. Because Spirit's saying you need to hold off from doing that, period. Okay? Because you need to move on from her. So then where's this guy going? That's you. Towards this person. So this would be a water sign, Bob. Queen of Cups, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. And you're behind her. So when I said, do you have your eye, or are you talking to somebody or thinking about somebody? Okay. Maybe you haven't met her yet. Or you already have your eye on her. You see, maybe she's not aware of it because she has her back to you. Who is this? This might be somebody you already know. Okay, or what Spirit's saying is this might be more of a fit for you after you break up with your girl, but in due time you will meet her as you get back on your feet, as you get in your flow of things. Okay, I hope that's helpful. Let's look at the job thing. Let's see what's going on with that, and then I'll kind of do a recap. Okay. The Spirit Guides, Bobby applied for a QA specialist job. What can you tell me about the QA specialist job? I feel like the QA job is not something you want. You want something better. Different. You want something you can invest in. So, with this, I feel like this is either your coworkers, your job, the people you're surrounded by. Okay, I feel like the QA specialist position may not be a fit for you because it's showing an imbalance. And Spirit's saying, don't fool yourself. You don't really want that. Okay, this may not be what it's actually saying. You might actually be excited about it. But usually the Seven of Swords is don't lie to yourself. Be honest with yourself. Spirit Guides, what's the message for the QA specialist job for Bobby? You have mixed emotions about it, about whether it's a fit. Maybe it's because you're just like been in this rut and you're like, I need to take something. I need more money. I need something. Because we have the Hermit card and then the Ten of Pentacles. Okay. But the good thing is these two aces popped up. Okay. So what I'm taking from this, because it's the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Wands, is you do want something. There is something more that you want, that you could see as something that would bring in more money for you. Maybe not even necessarily just bring in more money, but it's something that you can invest in as, I don't know, a career. So I'm thinking it's the recruiter thing, okay? It involves you walking away from something to get to something new. So here's the interesting thing, Bob. I don't know why these women are popping up in your reading now. Two of them just popped up. Okay, this tends to happen when we do your reading for work. So once again, with like a temp agency, I don't know if the temp agency wanted these women or them, but there's two women. So I know you said there's like a recruiter guy, but who are these women? So let me ask, Spirit Guides, who are these women? One's a fit, the other one's not. Spirit's saying you're looking in the direction of this one person, and let me show you. There's you. You're looking over at her. So I feel like if you're looking for a job through one person, it's a no-go because this person's not open to you, or is not open to hiring you in that sense, okay? Whoever this other person is, the message I got was this is more of a fit. Whoever this is, it's more of a fit towards a direction of what you want. So basically it's like this. One of these positions is going to work for you, I feel. So let's look at what the outcome is. Spirit Guides, what's the potential outcome for the recruiter position for Bobby? Recruiter position. Okay, let me try this again. Okay, so Spirit Guides, the recruiter guy pulled Bobby aside and said that they're hiring a recruiter in the next few weeks and thinks that he's the #1 candidate for the position. What can you tell me is a potential outcome? It's not saying a whole lot, Bob. I think it's focusing on your story, what you're going through. Literally. Breakup, you've got a lot on your mind. So you're wanting this recruiter position, but I'm not kidding you, Bob. And you might think, I don't know if you're going to think this is way out there or if this is, because this is more along the lines of what I think, but I'm going to go with the message because I'm literally like, why is his girlfriend coming up? I'm talking about a job and why is his girlfriend coming up? I feel like there's a tie here, Bob, like a connection to, for example, let's say you're kind of like a dirty person, like you let your dishes pile up and all these other things, basically, right? Those things can seep into other areas in your life. And I feel like there's something about this relationship that you've had with your girlfriend that could be connected to things that other things that you're willing to put up with. So then that's what you end up with. I'm not kidding you. That's a message that's coming up. So I'm talking about the recruiter position. Hey, so what's the likely outcome? Well, Spirit's saying, well, we've already got Bob who's dealing with the situation where a breakup of some sort, okay, where he's technically kind of settling for this person. That's why you have your arms crossed and you're looking at 3 cups over this one, quantity over quality. Okay, so instead of going for what you really want, like, you know, I'm just going to be single for a while. Yeah, I might not have sex. And once again, I'm not trying to turn you into, like, me, because I'm more of, like, that's kind of more my style. Like, I'm not just going to hook up with somebody just to hook up with them. Then again, I don't really do that. Well, I did in my 20s, but basically I feel like what Spirit's saying is that this kind of, like, confusion, not making a decision about your girlfriend, okay, has something to do with your finances and the type of opportunities that you're looking for in terms of who you're talking to and your confidence levels. Does that make sense at all? I'm not kidding you. It's like, okay, we're talking about work. There's Bobby's girlfriend message mixed in. So Spirit Guides, what is the overall message you're trying to tell me to tell Bobby? Indecision, somehow, some way. So don't get me wrong. This isn't saying like, Bob, if you don't start making, the right choices for you and not just hanging on to something just to hang on to something. It's like a settling kind of energy, Bobby. It's like, don't settle. Okay? Because once again, if it's saying it can seep into other areas of your life, then that's what it's saying. These mixed emotions and not making a decision, so then you're torn. That's what the Two of Pentacles is, going back and forth, back and forth. Spirit's saying you need to walk away. Okay? That's when everything else will start to align for you. That's when, whether this means you, so if we're talking career, this would be you in a new job, or you in a new position, you in a new company, but more happiness. Okay? Spirit Guides, why Queen of Pentacles? I'm not kidding you, Bob. So if you're thinking about reconciling with your girlfriend, it's related to, I feel like, I'm not kidding you. I'm just going to go with it because it's here. Spirit, I feel like Spirit's saying that whatever is going on with you and your girlfriend is related to other areas of your life. You know what I mean? So I hope that makes sense for you. So do you see, this is the same message once again. This never happens where it's like literal. Earth sign. Somebody who's kind of settling herself, or somebody who's kind of unhappy, or somebody who's not really getting what she needs. And here's you, I'm sorry, or let's reconcile, or let's talk about this. What is Spirit saying? Nope. Don't. Nope. Spirit's saying think about this. Know what it is that you want. So you are in Aries, you may have a tendency to, like, your pull is like an emotional pull. So Aries are known to be very, what's the word called? Reactive, or not reactive, impulsive, okay? So Spirit's saying use your head. Not that you don't, okay? But the Ace of Swords, this is all about knowledge, our mind, communication, thinking. So I feel like Spirit's saying think about this before you do anything like this. Think about it. Be more in the state of like the King of Swords. Don't. Spirit Guides, what is the Ten of Swords for Bobby? Spirit's saying you're in charge, so don't make things hard for yourself. Don't continue to go down a path of like, well, I'm not, like, do you see, even if, I mean, basically she left. And I get it. She did what she needed to do for her. Does that work for you? Okay? Because Spirit's saying you're the one in charge of manifesting what you want. So you may say, and a lot of people do this, I really want like a happy life, but then the choices that they make don't match or are not in alignment with the things they, wish for or desire. And they end up with this. And they're going, why is this so difficult? I've been trying to manifest and pray for all this stuff. Why am I dealing with this? Well, it's your choices. I mean, that's just, I gave this analogy. I was doing a reading earlier for somebody. It's like a girl, and let's say she's like, I'm going to go on a diet. I want to lose weight. My stomach's fat. And so she starts going to the gym every day, right? And she's like posting pictures on Instagram. She's like, I'm looking fine. I got curves. Look at this booty and whatever, right? But really, she's still eating like McDonald's like 3 days out of the week. And she's telling herself because she's eating like a lot of protein every night with dinner and a salad, but she puts like hella dressing and all these things onto her food, that she's doing it right. So then she's not losing weight. And then she gets really frustrated. She's like, I don't understand this. I went from not going to the gym to going to the gym all the time. I'm eating salads now, protein. You know what I mean? And then her friend starts talking to her and says, no, I get your frustration. I'm doing the same thing, or I had the same struggles. So let's go over your workout plan. The friend's like, your workout plan's amazing. Let's go over what you're eating. She's like, well, I'm eating salads. And friend's like, okay, that's good. And she's like, okay, what else have you eaten? And she starts breaking it down like, well, I went to McDonald's this day and this day, and I had chicken the other night, but I put hella barbecue sauce on it. The girl's going to be like, okay, you can't just do this. You can't just go expect 100% or want 100%, but you're actually only going about 60%. Like, that's your choice then. You're choosing to do 60%, but you want 100% results, okay? Now, somewhere in there, I feel like there's a message for you, Bob, and I feel like it's related to your girlfriend and your jobs, okay? And don't get me wrong. I feel like this is going to resonate for you also. Because of these blow-by-blows, getting hit, knocked down, feeling just the depression, I've been going through it too. It's almost like we lose our confidence. I think you have an innate or natural kind of confidence to you. I have it in me, but I'm not kidding you. I think in the last 3 or 4 months, I've specifically had moments where I've had people say like, where are you? Where's the old Bob? And I'm sitting there like, you don't understand. And I've been going through this and this and this. They're like, we get it. But they were just stating like, where's the old Bob? We know that there's the Bob where he gets knocked down and he gets up. You know what I mean? Muhammad Ali. What was that saying? He gets, get knocked down 7 times, get up 8. There's something there. There's something there, and I hope that that's helpful to you. So let's do this really quick, Bob, because I didn't plan to kind of like babble on that. I'm going to do 2 spreads for you, okay? But I'm going to do them quick, okay? First one's going to be love, and then we're going to do the job, all right? But I hope this is helpful to you, okay? Okay, Spirit Guides, this is a love reading for Bobby. Anything that will be helpful to him. Ready? So I don't know if this is your present, but do you see you have your back to heartbreak? So the first thing that popped up was you're avoiding that. But you're thinking about it. You're avoiding it. It looks inevitable, like it's done. This is like brutal, okay? You, heartbreak. You, it's over. So you already pulled this card. Ending. 5 of Cups, a loss, it's over. Mourning, grieving, but there's new to come. Walking away. So that's a lot. Basically, 4 of these cards mean done. 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 Walked away. It's done. I'm done. It's done. It ended. That's crazy, Bob. Spirit Guides, 1 card message for Bobby for this. Okay, 2. Well, you're coming up as the King of Cups. And the Page of Cups is here. So I don't know if what Spirit's saying is, Baba, how do you really feel about this situation? This isn't about what you think. Okay. Spirit's saying for some reason, even though we were talking about that earlier, Spirit's saying, how do you feel though? In terms of direction. Because I feel like Spirit's saying, because it needs to be done, because you're not on the same page. It's not a balanced union. What's working for Bobby in love? Still thinking about being with her, or questioning your relationship with her. So a lot of the times the Nine of Wands is questioning. This is like, I don't know. So Spirit's saying, whatever this questioning is, and it's Wands, so it's like on an emotional level, that's important too, what Spirit's saying. You're thinking about this relationship with her. Are we a balanced relationship? Can we be stable? Can we be grounded? Can this lead to something more grounded? Okay. And I don't know why she keeps coming up as the Nine of Pentacles. Like I said, is she the one with the money? Is she the one who's more stable? Or you? And I'm not trying to beat you down in any way. But Spirit's saying this questioning instead of just reacting or responding or saying, oh, well, whatever. This, like, I don't know. Spirit's saying that's working for you. Why is that working for Bobby? Because this questioning could potentially lead you to meeting somebody else, a new beginning. It's not about just settling. Once again, I don't know if you're settling, but I would guess that that's saying you're questioning things because you don't want to settle. What are Bobby's challenges in love right now? Moving forward, okay, with a relationship that's balanced, that works. Putting your foot down and being clear about what you're going to do moving forward. I kind of feel like you haven't really been happy with her. Maybe you have, maybe you haven't, but I mean literally whenever the Sun card comes up in a challenge position, it usually means you haven't been happy. Okay, that could be presently. Okay, but Spirit's saying once again, she may have moved out, but do you see, Bob, this isn't just like, okay, maybe you could just have sex with her. Spirit's saying, no. You need to make a decision, Bobby. What's your decision? What are you going to do? Between you and her, what's your decision? What do you decide? Because Spirit's saying the challenge is you're not letting go. So, for example, let's say that you were to just have sex with her. That's not letting go. Okay, and something's saying it's really important that you hear this. However, it's going to resonate with you because I feel like it wasn't an accident that it was coming up earlier when I was talking about your career stuff. You know, let's say hypothetically, let's say you're not even settling, okay? If I tend to settle in certain areas of my life, let's say for, in my career I tend to settle for certain jobs. That can reflect into my romantic relationships. Why would it be any different? It just happens to be because it's still how I deal with things. So why would love be any different than career? If I'm going to settle for this and put up with this, why wouldn't I do the same with a relationship or friends or whatever? Spirit's almost like trying to say it's time to set the bar, or set an example for yourself. It's almost like taking a step up. Like, all right, Bob, you've done that before. How's that worked out for you? It's time to take a step up, okay? Spirit's saying you're not being open to the possibilities right now of other things, okay? And in your mind, I'm sure you're still thinking like, oh, I can meet other people and have fun, okay? But Spirit's saying, but you're not moving on. Okay, so you don't have a balanced relationship. That's another that I feel you would want. So what else do we have for Bobby in love? You have your anxiety or feeling stuck about being done with her. Why? Because you don't want to reject or abandon her. I'm going to be honest. So you're thinking in terms of a new beginning. It's almost like going, I don't know. A lot of I don't knows. This is just stuck energy. The Eight of Swords, this is not doing what you know you need to do. So because she's avoiding making a decision, she's blindfolding herself. How's she feeling? Stuck. Okay. I asked, why are you not leaving? Are you afraid of abandoning her? It's like going around in circles with the Seven of Cups. It's like saying, well, no, I like her, or no, I think it could work. But usually when this card comes up, this is somebody who doesn't have a whole lot of confidence about somebody. And when you're moving forward, you are thinking about this, but when you are moving forward in love, I always say there should be one cup in the air. Not all these other cups. You know what I mean? So if I was to ask you, hey, Bobby, so do you really like this girl? And you're like, yeah, but then I pulled this card, I'd be like, are you sure? Because it looks like you have other options and she's not as a top priority as you think she is. Or something along those lines. Okay. Spirit's saying it's time for something new for you, Bob. Okay. So, moving forward, what can you expect, Bobby? I think you're going to end up meeting somebody else. A relationship that's more balanced. I know I pulled a water sign before. Could be another fire sign. Maybe she has fire in her chart. Okay. But Spirit's saying it's important that you kind of trust the flow of this process and let yourself heal. So basically, you were in a relationship. She moved out. There's a lot of emotion involved right now. Give yourself this time to do you. Take care of you. You already know you need to do that. Take care of you. Okay? This is where you're going to raise your confidence. Confidence will go up, and this is where you're able to, hopefully, invest in something new that will grow for you, because this was related to the recruiter position. Okay? Yep. Going in the direction of something that's going to work for you. So what's Bobby's advice in love? You'll find success when you make a decision over a situation that's been going nowhere. And it's interesting because Spirit's not being specific. I feel like they're saying, that's up to you. We're not going to tell you what to do, Bob. Okay, but you've already been thinking about it. Okay, what will Bobby do? Spirit's saying, it's funny, they're like, well, we're not going to say. Bob's in charge. He can have whatever he wants. He's in charge. Okay, so do you see, Bob, I think there's a lesson there. We can have whatever we want, so even when we're like pulling our hair out thinking like, oh, I'm trying to manifest all these things and nothing's happening. Okay, well, sometimes it's important to look at, well, what are the things that I have chosen in my life, and are they similar to the things that I'm asking for moving forward? Basically, like, are you asking for a 5, you keep asking for a 5, but really you want a 10, okay, but you keep taking a 5. Does that make sense? Okay, so, Bob, let me do your work reading really quick, okay? But I hope this has been helpful. And you know me, I don't do a whole lot of health readings, just because obviously I'm not a doctor with the cards, you know, unless intuitively, you know, I have to rely a lot on my intuition when I do those kind of readings. But I hope your mom's reading is good. I hope it works for her. So I don't know what's going to come up. That's why I was like, are you sure you don't have any other questions? So I'm going to, of course, do my best, okay? So Spirit Guides, this is a career reading for Bobby. This one will go a little bit faster, okay, Bob? Bobby and career. I think in terms of how you're feeling, you feel pretty good. Meaning, I wanted to say, like, pretty confident that you're going to get a new job. Okay? Happiness, victory, money. So those are good. Spirit Guides, what can you tell me about the 10 of Pentacles for Bobby? Mourning or the loss of something, but also word of something new. A new job. Okay. I was like, Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords would be more, it's something new, but it's usually like new communication. Okay. But then Ace of Pentacles is usually a new job or a position. But what is this? It's like starting over. What is this Tower card? Whatever hasn't been working, it's clean slate. Starting over. Starting over. Okay. What's working for Bobby right now with career? This is kind of like what I was talking about earlier about the choices that you make, not settling. Okay, what's working for is you're deciding to, and I don't know if this is being open to other possibilities, the unknown, something that's not a sure thing, but you're going for it anyways, is something that you want. Okay, something from your past. You've been wanting this, I know that you've been wanting to do recruiting stuff for a while. So maybe the good thing is you stuck to that and you didn't budge from that. What are Bobby's challenges with career? Is it coworkers again, Bob? Is that a challenge for you? I don't know what this means. What's this message? 3 of Cups, coworkers, 3 of Swords. Not getting along, maybe? But the Lover's card is here, which is interesting. Spirit's saying you have a decision you need to make, but you haven't made it. What is that? It's all about balance, Bob. So once again, there's something career related. I know it's basically for you, you're like, no, that's kind of a waiting game. I'm waiting to hear what's going on next. I'm not kidding you. I feel like this is related to your girlfriend. Again, you have a decision you need to make between someone that it involves you healing, or so you can heal. Okay? You need to trust your gut, because this is in a challenge position also. Something's not balanced for you. So I don't think it's an accident, Bob. We're talking about work, but why are we getting these cards here? We've got two people here. We've got the two scales here. We've got the two cups here. These are about balance. Okay? And then this card comes up, the Queen of Swords. You need to put your foot down. Spirit guides, is this about love? It's interesting because I'm like, okay, is this another message where they're saying this is connected to your girlfriend and new opportunities, job opportunities, your life expanding, things flowing for you. When we go in one direction that's bumpy or doesn't work for us, it basically creates a ripple effect in all areas of our life. Like, why is this so hard? And go, how's your relationship? You're like, oh, it's kind of hard. And I go, how's work? And you're like, oh, it kind of sucks too. You know what I mean? So I asked, why is this, or what was my question? Is this related to love, or why is this coming up? And this came up, and I heard we're talking about Bobby being on his path. So even though they're bringing up love and career at the same time, they're saying, well, you can separate them all you want, but basically, Bob, talking to me, what Spirit's saying is this is just about Bob being on his path, and they're all connected. So if Bob wants to be going forward, then he needs to create that in every area of his life. Because when one area he's not doing that 100%, it seeps into other areas. Okay. Career. What else for Bob? Once again, I don't know what this. Something about Bob. This is the craziest thing in the whole wide world. Yes, these cards could represent career, even though I am doing a career reading, but it's going back to love. It's saying, well, in terms of work, you've probably had a lot of frustration or confusion about what do I want, where am I going, how come this isn't working, I want more money, I want a new position. But Spirit's saying, okay, well then don't lie to yourself about a relationship with a Capricorn. End it. I hope you're not feeling pressured. Because in a way, me reading that, I'm kind of feeling like it's kind of pressuring. So, Spirit guides, why am I feeling pressured with this message? They're saying, I feel like the Spirit's saying, because it's for Bobby. They want you to meet. I don't know if they're saying, I don't know if they're saying because Bobby needs to be in alignment with somebody else, not the Capricorn. That's not an accident. Those two women coming up again. So for Bobby with career moving forward, what can you expect? Focus on you and only you. You will be focused only on you. Focus on you, taking action for you. It's all fire. Okay? You're focused on your connections. I feel like there is going to be a meeting. See that? Okay. What's Bobby's advice with career? Leave something. What is it? I don't know if this is let it be known. This could have been the recruiter. Whoever these people are, Spirit's saying, you speak your truth. Or your advice is say what you need to say. Apply to something. Whatever this is, okay? This is communicating with other people. Okay? But I do feel that if you've been feeling whatever this is, whether it's related to love or career, wherever you've been stuck not making a decision, Spirit's saying, leave it. Leave it so these new beginnings can come into your life. Okay? I hope that was helpful, Bob. I mean, to be honest, I've been pulling cards for you for a long time. And over the last, I would say, 8 months, it's been not a whole lot of movement. And a lot of movement in these cards. So, finally, right? So I'm happy to see that. But I hope this entire reading resonated for you. So let me send it out, and then I'm going to work on your mom's reading. But take care of yourself, okay? Keep me posted on things I want to know, as usual, okay? Take care. Bye.